Hi to all. In this video, we will quickly cover how to choose between two products with unequal lives. In the previous video, we have used the equivalent annual annuity, and in this video, we will use the replacement chain approach or the common life approach. So let's look at these two funds. If we just simply compare the net present value, we can do so for project A, for example, 5% is the discount rate, and then we just type all of these future cash flows. Let's keep in mind we do not include the initial cash flow in the NPV command in Excel, but we add it later on, and we're not adding it, we're subtracting it because it's negative. Now we have the NPV, and this is quite simple. But just calculating the net present value of project B and comparing it with project A would make no sense because the two projects have unequal lives. So in this case, we may also, we just saw that equivalent annual annuity, but we may as well use this method, which is the replacement chain. In this method, we find a common life, or in other words, we find a common number of years. So we can basically repeat one of the two projects until uh, this project matches the life of the other, right? And in essence, what we are assuming is the following. Okay, so we have project B prime, and then what we will do is we will replicate this project completely. And what we are assuming is that by the end of year three, you will receive this last cash flow. This is just for the calculation of the NPV appropriately and for comparison. You are assuming that you are receiving this last cash outflow, inflow, I'm sorry, and at the same time you start this project all over again. So in that last year, if you want to have the cash inflows on the next year, in that last year, year number three, you will. So what I will do is you will add this initial investment jointly with the last cash inflow. So in the last year of the project, now you will have the last cash inflow, and you will also have the initial investment again because the product will start all over again. And then you will start with the cash inflows, first cash inflow, second cash inflow, third cash inflow. So in this case, this project has a life of 3 years. This project has a life of 6 years. So by doing this, by replicating the project one more time, or by replicating this project twice, we can get to this 6 years life of project A, and now project B prime has the same life as project A, and we can compare the NPV because we're in essence just repeating project B again. Then we should attain exactly the same kind of profitability, and therefore but now we will obtain a net present value that is comparable to project A. So now we calculate NPV here. The rate is 5%, and we choose all of the future cash flows, and then we add this initial investment here. Okay, we should keep in mind that this is negative cash flow. So if we were dealing with internal rate of return of this project, we would have probably more than one in internal rate of return, but that's another story. Okay, right now we are just focusing on the net present value. We replicate this project, and now once again we just repeat the procedure to get the net present value. And now between these two present values we can compare, and we see that project B has a higher net present value, so we choose project B. So this is how we use the replacement chain or the common life approach to compare two projects that have unequal lives, so we can use the net present value and compare the net present value between these two projects. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope this was helpful.